Welcome YouTube to the Kansas Nerdman Rants YouTube channel. And I am the Kansas Nerdman, and again, welcome to my channel. So this is rant number 2, and it is all about rifle calibers. Guys, there are, as if anyone who's ever been around guns knows, that there are a slew of rifle calibers out there, and I am not made of money. I have to be very frugal, very uh what's the word I'm looking for? Let's just say thoughtful about what I do with my money and get what I want. So I try to get rifle calibers that will work for multiple things. I have an AR-15 223. I have an AR-15 pistol in 300 blackout. Maybe I should have reversed those. I don't know, but I like the 300 blackout. It's got more punch in supersonic. I don't mess with the subsonic stuff. I want a good. I have a 308 that am thinking would be good for hunting and, as well as SHTF, whatever you want to call it. And I'm trying to find good hunting cartridges. I've done a lot of research online, and I want to be able to hunt anything in North America, basically. I'm not into predators. I'm not into bears and coyotes, mountain lions, anything like that. I'm not wolves, none of that stuff. I'm not into predators. I strictly want to hunt, you know, deer, elk, bison, maybe a moose one day. Those are basically the ones I want to do. So I'm trying to find a good overall cartridge. Now, I've done a lot of research, like I said, and there have been a lot of examples from Google AI and things like that. You get mixed mixed signals on that because I've said, "Hey, will 308 kill a bison?" One day it says, "No, it doesn't have enough punch," or you have to be extremely precise with your shot placement so you get the double lung shot because of all the big bones and things like that, and yada yada yada. You should do it minimum of 30-06. Everybody says that one of the best rounds for all of North America is the 300 Win Mag, and I'm like, well, uh, to get a 300 Win Mag rifle, I gotta spend at least $1,200 because guys, I don't like bolt action. I don't like bolt action. I know a lot of you are gonna be like, well, bolt action is the most accurate and think. Guys, I don't care. All right, I don't care. I can shoot a semi-automatic just fine and get the groupings I need to be able to take down anything I'm shooting at. Okay, being within a quarter of an inch, of where I'm aiming at. Let's say that this little piece right here is the kill shot, and my semi-automatic puts it here, and the bolt action puts it here, dead center. I don't care. That's not enough to worry about when you're aiming dead center. If this is the heart and I hit here, I hit the heart. I hit here, I hit the heart. Anywhere in here, I've hit the heart. I don't care if it's off by that little bit. As long as I've hit the heart, who gives a snot? Okay? I don't care about the very little bit of accuracy that you get out of a bolt action. Don't care. Leave that alone. Move on. Okay? I am a semi-automatic slash lever action guy. Why? Quicker follow-up shots if necessary, especially in a self-defense situation. You're gonna want a quick follow-up shot. Bolt action, yes. If you train, you can get it down pretty good, but I bet you can't be faster than someone with a lever action, and I know you can't be faster than someone with a semi-automatic. You know, pump, lever, semi-auto. Those are the three actions I will accept and I have used and I own. I will not own a bolt action. I hate them. To me they were a unnecessary technology. You had lever action, which I think is superior to the bolt action. You could have just made more calibers in the lever action, and then World War One comes around, and you're getting into semi-auto and fully automatic weapons anyway. So the bolt action, in my humble opinion, was obsolete almost as soon as it was made. But militaries around the world and still to this day use bolt actions for snipers and things like that. And I'm just like, I don't care. I'm not going to own a bolt action. I don't like them. So let's just move on from that. So semi-auto 300 Win Mag, you got to get something like a Noreen Firearms Big Bore AR-10 style rifle or the Bear Creek Arsenal. The Bear Creek Arsenal is the cheapest. It's only $1,200, but it's still $1,200. I already have a 308, which is a 30 caliber rifle. I have a 300 Blackout pistol, which is also 30 caliber. Granted, it's a lot less powder charge, so yeah, I can understand why that wouldn't work. But what is wrong? So I did a lot of research, and I went back and went back and went back, and I did find that the 308 has mixed reviews. I found a 308 cartridge that, and also, if you go and look, there are actually regulations for if you want to go on federal land with permission on federal land and hunt. They require they I actually read somewhere, I can't remember the exact site. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description, but it says no straight wall cartridges. Okay, there are actually states that require you to use straight wall cartridges. So for a straight wall cartridge, you're talking probably up to 200 yards. You're not going to get not much better than 200 yards from the research I have done for a straight wall cartridge. You can get a lot further. You can get further than that with neck down cartridges because you've got smaller bullets that are more aerodynamic, have better trajectories. The 308 fits that model. It has similar ballistics to a 30-06. The thing about the 30-06 is it's got more powder, more room in the case for a powder charge, so you can get a little bit more velocity, a little bit more energy behind the bullet. Same thing with the 300 Win Mag. I mean, it's got more powder charge and it hits harder, hence Magnum. I like that idea. Then I did a little bit more research and I found 338 Federal, which is basically the 338 bullet that is found in the Lapua inside of a necked down, I think, or a modified case for the 308. Only, I think the couple things you got to do for that one is a gas block, a barrel, and barrel extension, and you've got it. You've got the 338 Federal, which wasn't all that popular, but I guess it's starting to gain some. It's about the same price for rounds as the 450 Bushmaster. That was the only straight wall that I found that was pretty much said to be a good all around cartridge. I think it's a little huge. It reminds me of the 4570 Government for lever action. It's massive bullet size. Oh, so I'm still leaning on 308. I'm still thinking 308's the way to go. Get a proper bullet with the right trajectory and right ballistics and things like that, which there are a few out there that I have found. I think Remington makes one and Hornady each make one. And going back to those federal regulations, they got to have at least 165 grains. So there's this company called Buffalo Bore, and they have a round that's only 150 grains that they said they've done all the research and everything, and it's great for bison. I'm like, if I have to go hunt on somebody on some land that says it has to be 165 grains or bigger, that one's out. Well, I did find ones that were 175 and 180. So we're good there. So like, share, subscribe. Please leave your comments in below and let me know what you think. Like I said, semi-automatic only or lever action. That's or pump. Those are the only three actions I will use in a rifle. So if you know of a rifle out there, $1,000 or less, that is better than that can hit harder than a 308, because 6.5 Creedmoor does not. It doesn't hit as hard. It's got flatter trajectory and better range, but it doesn't hit as hard. So it's got to hit harder than 308. Probably go out, if it can go out further than a 308, beautiful. But it's got to be able to hunt bison. Pretty much everything in North America is what I want to do, up to bison, including bison, the American bison. A lot of things I've seen are saying that, hey, this cartridge is great for all kinds of bears, but not bison. I'm like, really? A bison, if you hunt a grizzly bear, it's not gonna, that cartridge that you're using for grizzly bears is not necessarily rated for bison. Well, then I don't want it. I want a cartridge that is good up to bison because it'll take out everything beneath it. Will it be overkill for whitetail? Yes. Am I worried about that? No. So please leave your comments in the section below. Help me out. Let me know what your thoughts are on 308 in the right size bullet being used to hunt bison, and if you know of a better caliber that is in a semi-automatic, lever, or pump that can do hunting for everything. I want to use one rifle, one cartridge for everything in North America. Please let me know. And I do want to go out and look for, if it needs to be further than 200 yards, that would be great. I would love for it to be able to do further than 200 yards and not a straight wall cartridge. So thank you very much. Until next time, this is Kansas Nerdman with Kansas Nerdman Rants, wishing you a wonderful day.